Good morning. My name is Al Richmond. I'm John's kid brother and the only sibling that he had. And I traveled here from Arlington, Virginia with my wife, Kitty, and joined by our 3 grown children. Where are they? Back there. Lisa from Texas, Eugene from Memphis, and Rich from Florida. We've come to pay homage to this man that we dearly love. I still call him Johnny. And that is the name he grew up with back in Virginia. We grew up on the opposite coast most of our lives, the last 50 years, but remained close despite the miles between us. Much of his fine character as an adult was formed during his boyhood years. So I'd like to share a couple of experiences, remembrances from his past. Johnny was able to focus more than any person I've ever known on a project or something that he wanted to do or needed to do. Intensely focused. This was evident even as a kid. Our family spent each summer on Chesapeake Bay. Well, I love to sail a little tiny dinghy. John was in trouble with the speed. And he bought himself, saved up his money, and bought a small speedboat with a 10 horsepower Mercury Hurricane outboard motor. Now, those of you who know anything about boats know that today they have several few hundred horsepower. But back then, 25 horsepower Johnson was probably the largest motor that was available. And the Hurricane was a speed motor. So he would spend hours going back and forth, parallel to the beach, revving that thing up, and then he'd do circle of 8s around 2 swim platforms that we had anchored at. Each day, he would, after doing that, he would bring the motor up, stick it in a 50-gallon drum filled with fresh water, run the salt water out, and then lovingly polish the comb of the cover with a coat of light oil. I have to say, the motor was the cover was a deep forest green, beautiful. 10 years later, you could have put that motor on a showroom floor as a new motor, and people couldn't tell the difference. That ability to focus also served him well in his professional and personal life. He wasn't just serious, he was also very mischievous. The cottage on the bay had no inside plumbing, which meant we were the proud owners of an outhouse. So any of you young people here, if you don't know what an outhouse was, see me after that. While I, his little brother, was doing my thing one time in the outhouse, he climbed up on the roof, and back then, I don't know if you've ever seen these stress flares, bright orange smoke. Lit one of those and got the So he ran out and dancing on the roofs. These little things you see. Lastly, I want to relate a personal story that happened later in our lives, demonstrating the great care and compassion he had. In 1990, Kitty and I returned to New Orleans, where I served my last 3 years in the Marine Corps. While we were walking the dark side of the border, we were mugged and I was shot 3 times. Fortunately, the car responded, and I was rushed to the hospital where I began lung recovery. Without being asked, Johnny boarded a plane, flew to New Orleans, escorted us back, and spent about 10 days or 2 weeks being sure that I was well taken care of and situated in Arlington. That's the type of man he was. I could give you many more examples of his intense focus, but I'm sure you all probably have enough examples on your own. He had a humorous nature, deep caring and compassion for others, and, was a very loved person. Johnny's wonderful service on this earth is over, but the great love he left behind will give us comfort as we live on the best we can without him. His good son, brother, husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and uncle, and friend provided us with a roadmap to life. May we live as exemplary lives as he did, so we too can leave this world in a better place.